Hello everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the second episode of my NCAA 14 college football roster editing. I'm gonna begin where I left off on the last episode. Like I said, I was creating players because I seen what everybody was doing, to where I've been doing this for years now. I just was never able to put it up to the world, to share with the world and things like that. So my daughter's helping me get this together. So I'm gonna do better and better each episode. So just bear with me and just follow me. Give me suggestions on what I can do to make this better and more enjoyable for people to watch. Like I said, I was able to find this website called 24/7 Sports, and what that website showed me was every high school recruit from the year 1999 all the way to the present day. So with that being said, each class had at least 2,000 players that had committed to college. So what I did was I looked at every class and I just picked the players that was ranked the highest and that was the most notable, or that had the most awards. It's gonna probably be a lot of players that some people don't know about or whatever, because these players didn't have an outstanding college career or didn't make it to the NFL. So the whole purpose of what I'm doing is we're going to relive that history. We're going to rewrite history. We're going to put all these players on there and see where their career ends up. And what I did when I was putting the players on here, I just put them on random teams. I didn't put them on particular teams. So I call myself trying to make college super teams. Like, I took the theme from the NBA, how they starting to try to make super teams and stuff like that. Cause see, I was born in the 80s, so we had super teams in the 80s, but it only reason it didn't get the attention that it's getting now because a lot of players back in the day was drafted to their team. They wasn't free agents and decided to go sign with a team that had the best players. So everything back in the day was built from the ground up, to where now we live in a microwave society. So everybody wants things done quickly instead of building. That's the difference between cooking and putting food in the microwave. But anyway, like I said, with the rosters, so I'm putting the players on here. Like, for example, I got Jake Locker. He'll be playing for the Iowa State Cyclones. So I was able to get their proper weight and height. So everything on here is going to be correct until I get to the ratings, and I'm going to show you how I do the ratings. Everybody on the game is at least an 85 or better. And the reason why I did that is because I noticed when everybody is an 85 or better, everybody's awareness, their field awareness is a tad bit better. Everybody's reacting better, quicker, moving to the ball faster. So I just wanted a more realistic game. So with that being said, for example, you might have a receiver. All your receivers is going to be 85, but all the DBs is going to be 85. So now, just because they're 85, actually that DB can still be beat because his awareness is an 85. It doesn't mean his speed might be all the way up or something like that, but by his awareness being an 85, he's going to react on the field a little bit better. He's not going to be beat as much. So now you're going to have to rely on your joystick skills and your directional passing. And another thing that was fun about doing this too was that, like, at the end of the season, you know, every player either they're either gonna enter the draft or they transfer. Well, the transferring was pretty crazy because when you put a particular player's hometown in there and he's not getting the proper playing time, he gonna want to transfer. He's gonna transfer most likely to a school that's somewhere near where he's from. So you're gonna have a lot of that, but it's actually exciting because just when you think you done lost a player, the backup's coming in and he's gonna be at least an 85. So every year your team is gonna get better and better and better. And plus, you know, I did this roster editing to make the below average teams competitive. Because, for example, you take a team like Akron, their overall is a low 70, high 60. But after I had created all the players, they ended up being in the low 90s, which is very competitive. So now you can take a team like Akron and play Florida State and actually beat Florida State if you know how to use your thumbs. And the reason I'm able to say this is because I have actually already completed this on my last PlayStation. I just had all NFL players on that one. My PlayStation went out, so I lost all my data. So now y'all have the luxury, should I say, of watching me redo history, but this time we're going to use high school seniors. And then when I complete these set of rosters and play it on out, I'm gonna create another roster, and this is gonna be all NFL players. Cause like I said, I'm trying to get all the computer players off of the Madden. I want to play with all the players I have created, whether they playing on my team or playing against me. So yes, we're gonna see players like Tom Brady again, but it's gonna be the Tom Brady I created. So he might not win 5 Super Bowl rings on my game. We just gotta wait and see. If you like my channel, hit the like button and subscribe. I'm just trying to get my likes up, get my subscriptions up, trying to become part of the YouTube gaming world. Cause trust me, I follow a lot of people. That's why I started getting the thought process. Cause there's a few people on here that I follow that I like how they do their setup. So I just want to be a part of it and just share my experiences with everybody. Hopefully, you know, I can start meeting new people, having new members or whatever. But let's get back to these rosters, man. Right now I'm just showing you some of the quarterbacks that I have done, and so far I still have a long ways to go. I done made it all the way up to, let's see who's the last quarterback I was able to create. I haven't been able to play it for a few days because I've been working. So I left off on I left out on Shane Boyd. Shane Boyd is a quarterback that used to play for the University of Kentucky, but Shane Boyd is from the same state I'm from, Kentucky. But he played in was it Bowling Green, I want to say? No, I don't think it was Bowling Green. I can't actually remember right at this second. It's not coming to me, but Shane Boyd was an all-state quarterback in high school. And he was one of the best quarterbacks we had in the state of Kentucky. So, like I said, I was able to find these websites and find all of these players. So you're gonna see players from the state of Kentucky a lot, because I played football from '96 to 2000. My first 2 years in high school, I went to Fern Creek High School. And my last 2 years, I went to Valley High School. Now, my first 2 years at Fern Creek, I played football. We was dope as shit. We was #1 in the state, and we made it all the way to the game before you make it to the championship game my freshman year. But we ran into Sean Alexander in Boone County, and dude rushed for 468 yards and 6 touchdowns on us. So that's how my freshman season ended. We blew everybody out that year until we got to Boone County, and them motherfuckers blew us out. And everything that I say is facts. You can look it up. So I don't want y'all to think I'm just a guy on here just speaking to be speaking. I actually like to look at myself as a person who really loves sports and enjoys sports. So I know a lot about sports. And, I just want to share a little of my wisdom with the world, talk about certain players that you might not know about or never heard of. And hopefully y'all comment and let me know about some players that was good in y'all state. And if you can, give me their height and weight coming out of high school. And if they had any all-state honors or anything, or all-district, I'll put them on the game. I'm telling you, we're going to have a lot of fun, y'all. So give me some ideas so I can add players, because there's so many players on this college game that I might have to put certain players on here more than once just so I can fill the roster. So if y'all can, it would be helpful if y'all can just give me some players in the comment section, and I'll put them on the game. And wherever they land is where they land. And we just gonna watch how their career play out. Oh, and another thing I did on the game was nobody on the game is a senior. Everybody is either a junior, a sophomore, or a freshman. No red shirts, because I wanted to give everybody a chance to play. Like right now, I'm doing REESING. If anybody remember him, he used to play at Kansas when Kansas just happened to have like a 2-year window where they was actually good. They ended up being ranked in the top 10. I think they ended up having Charlie Weiss as the head coach, I want to say, after he had his little stint at Notre Dame. So yeah, this is how I do it. I put their ratings all the way up to 85, where it's about to switch to 86. Next play on the list is Case Keenum. You know anything about him? He went to the University of Houston. Dude played college football for like almost 6 years because he kept getting injured, and they kept awarding him an extra year of eligibility. But he broke a lot of records when he was in college. But it doesn't, just because you break records in college doesn't mean it translates to the next level. So he was one of them players who was great in high school, who was great in college, but when he got to the NFL, it just didn't work out. Because what people be failing to realize, man, the difference between the NFL and college is, see, I realized in college a long time ago that players, well, not even just the players, just the college offenses are so easy. A lot of them is just one read and go. In the NFL, ain't no such thing as one read, man, because in the NFL, within the first 10 yards of the ball being height, everybody is the same speed within 10 yards. So you really don't have a disadvantage within 10 yards. It's after 10 yards or people's where you start to see players' talent emerge. So that's the problem with a lot of quarterbacks that transfer, that go from college to the NFL, is that their offense doesn't translate to the NFL because a lot of things they did in college was just one read and go. And in college, if you're athletically better than everybody, one step faster than everybody, you're going to dominate. For example, Reggie Bush was a very dominant college player because he was 2 steps quicker than everybody, so it allowed him to get away with a lot of things that he couldn't do when he made it to the NFL. All that juking and cutting back, you can't do that in the NFL. The NFL is one move and go. You can't do all that dancing. And I never forget when I seen New Orleans play the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know why I'm thinking about basketball, my bad. They sent Reggie Bush out of the backfield on like a little half-back pass. And I ain't gonna lie, Drew Brees kind of set him up too because he let the ball hang too much. That should have just been a line drive pass. Sorry about that little interruption, y'all. I'm back. My son had got up. I had to put him back to sleep. But back to what I was saying about that pass Drew Brees threw to Reggie Bush. He kind of led Reggie Bush into that hit because he didn't give Reggie Bush a line drive pass. He kind of lofted it up in the air, which gave Sheldon Brown enough time to react and break on the ball. And as he was breaking on the ball, Reggie Bush was staring up in the air at the ball, looking it in, which left a hole number 25 on his jersey exposed. And when I say Sheldon Brown knocked the shit out of him, man, he knocked the shit out of him where I knew that hit hurt because Reggie tried to jump straight up as if the hit was nothing. But like his body and his brain didn't react at the same time because his brain was like, get up. But his body was like, nigga, I'm hurt. Sit down for a second. That's why you seen him go to his knees as he got back up. Same thing that happens to a boxer when he gets hit and he gets knocked out. He hurry up and try to jump back up. he's going to be wobbly because his brain is telling him to do something, but his body's not reacting to it. Next, we got Jimmy Clausen. I remember when Jimmy Clausen was coming out of high school. I think he did some crazy shit like drove a limo to a signing day, something crazy like that. He was supposed to be like the next big thing to come to Notre Dame. See, when I was growing up, Notre Dame was like the school. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the top quarterbacks went to Notre Dame when I was growing up. And it all started because of like my favorite quarterback, Joe Montana. So they tried to get a lot of players that kind of looked like Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying? They went and got Rick Meyer. He really looked like Joe Montana. You know, before Rick Meyer even stepped foot on the football field in college, they was already saying dude was gonna win like 2 Heismans and shit. So dude had a lot of pressure placed upon him. Now back to my boy Jimmy Clausen. I don't really think he had a bad college career. He was actually kind of decent at Notre Dame to where I thought he would have been all right in the NFL, but you know, Cam Newton ended up coming, taking his little spot there. But Jimmy Clausen's whole family done played college football. I remember his brother played at Tennessee. I can't think of his first name though, but his brother played at Tennessee. We had another brother too. I think he's the baby. I'm telling you, I think you guys is really gonna like this, how I'm doing it. It's gonna take me a little minute. It's gonna take me a couple months. But you know, if you can bear with me while I make these players, like I said, I'm doing everybody, even the offensive line. Gotta get his accuracy up a little bit. He was, you know, kind of a little accurate player. Like I said, I'm not trying to make the players exactly how they actually play. I'm just trying to even out the stats, make it 85, you know. So however they play is how they play. I remember Ryan Mallett coming out of high school too. He originally signed with Michigan, but Lloyd Carr ended up getting fired, and I think they brought in Rich Rodriguez, and Ryan Mallett's a pocket passer. Rich Rodriguez was running that read option shit down in West Virginia with Slayton and Pat White, Noel Devine, and all them, because they used to give Louisville problems, man. They used to give Louisville problems. That's when Louisville had a nice old team with Michael Bush, Brian Brown, and etc. They used to give Louisville problems. They always used to kind of like stop Louisville from making it to the big game. But you know, Ryan Mallett ended up transferring to Arkansas and was coached by Bobby Petrino. And yeah, I just want y'all to know too, like all of this is off the top of the head from things I remember. That's how much I watch sports. So I have no notes. I'm not reading off anything. I'm just remembering what I've seen and what I read back in the day. And I just kind of like put that shit in my mind. I never forgot it. That's why I think like I can be like a sports anchor or something like that. Cause you know, like I know numbers, I know stats, and once I read something, I kind of like, especially if it's entertaining to me, I know how to lock it in my brain and never forget about it. Yeah, Ryan Mallett's gonna have a little mobility to him. So, like I said, man, everybody on your team's gonna be an 85 or better. So when I set the depth chart, when the computer automatically set it, it's gonna put the best players, even though everybody's 85 or better, it's gonna put the best players on the field regardless. So it's up to you if you wanna change the depth chart. But I'm going into the season however the computer said it. CORP, he was highly rated too coming out of high school. He ended up going to USC, but you know, USC always done kept a good stable of quarterbacks. That's my favorite school, USC and the Miami Hurricane. Yes, I like winners. That's why I love them, because I love winners. And that's all their history consists of, is winning. And why wouldn't you love a winner? Fuck all that loving the underdog shit. That's cool every now and then when it's a lower tier school that's coming up out of nowhere making some noise. But other than that, I'm always rolling with the team that's winning, dog. They got the history of winning. Cause you know at USC they done ever since the 2000s basically. Even though I can go a little bit farther back than that, but I don't know what type of viewers I have, so I don't know their age category. So, like I said, I'll just start from the 2000s, because that's what a lot of people do now. Since when the YouTube eras keep up, they start from 2000 and beyond, because we're in the YouTube era. So, USC done had Carson Palmer, eventually became the Heisman Trophy winner. Then he was backed up by Matt Leinart, who became a Heisman Trophy winner. Okay, now hold on, let me pause for a second. Now, like right now, what I got here, like how CORP, now I just did his stats just one time, and he made it all the way up to an 86. Now, like I said, everybody on the game is 85 or better. So, however your rating comes out after I do your awareness and everything, I'll leave it at that. Only thing I do, I just push it all the way to the limit of that 86 before it turns to an 87. So as it's looking right now, Aaron Corp might be the starting quarterback if I was to start this game right now, but you know, every team got at least 3 quarterbacks, so I think he's the first one I done from Virginia. But understand, every time that I do a player, their stats is going to go up the more players that I do. John Brantley was heavily recruited too. I don't know why.